Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Bryant alongside Richard Mulrooney, and Coach, out to a really solid start. I know that was very key this year to jump out and get some early wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you start the season, that's all you can ask for. You don't want to dig yourself a hole going 0-2 or 0-1-1, and that's not to say you can't recover from it, but I mean, every coach is hoping for that opening weekend that you go pretty much 2-0. Now, we didn't reach that goal. We had the possibility of it. I thought we played well enough in our first game to get the result, but then to go on the road and get a result at a tough place like St. Louis, it evened it out. So while we didn't reach our top goal of going 2-0, we're not 0-2, and we obviously have some breathing room to move forward with that.
Go back to Edwardsville. They got on top first. Unfortunately, your team able to rally a couple of times to get that draw.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I told the guys at halftime there's nothing I would change other than us just putting the ball in the back of the net. We created numerous opportunities. It was just someone stepping up and getting on the end of one of those crosses, and we had numerous ones. That was sort of our game plan going in, and I thought we executed it, but we just didn't have a final product. And credit to SIUE. Every opportunity that they got, they put in the back of the net. So we went down 1-0, tied it up, and then unfortunately gave up a goal 1 or 2 minutes after our first goal to go down 2-1, and then it took all but 5 minutes left in the game to make it 2-2. And then by that point in the game, being the first game, I mean, they were exhausted. We were cramps and all that. So to see it out 2-2 was fair, although you always long for more being at home the first game. But, in the past, we maybe find a way to lose that game. But instead, we came back twice, showed the character, and obviously got a result out of it, which, as we talked about in our last meeting, the RPI points are important. To be able to win or tie at home are important, but to lose, it's a bit tough to recover from, and we obviously found a way to avoid that.
How big was it, not just to get the draw, but to get that first goal of the season out of the way, especially to tie it up 1-1 at that point, because scoring goals, it was kind of a struggle last year.
Absolutely. I got home and just took a sigh of relief just for the fact that last year, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was in our 7th game that we scored our first goal.
Yeah.
And then this year, obviously, we got 2 in the first game, 2 in the second game. So, again, it comes in waves. We might, go on a goal drought for the next 3 or 4, knock on wood. But at the same time, averaging 2 goals a game right now, it's way above our average last year. And last year's team is different from this year's team. I don't like to compare, but at the same time, it made it tough not being able to relieve pressure last year and score goals. And we've obviously proven to ourselves that we can score goals. And we've obviously have a back line or a team in general that can defend and keep balls out of the back of the net.
And then you go up to St. Louis, you get a huge win, 2-1 over the Billikens. And these two schools, going back to the old great Midwest Conference, have a lot of history.
Absolutely. I mean, Kevin's done a great job there. We came out strong and did our game plan, and unfortunately went up 2-0. We were able to finish a couple of our opportunities, and then, not that we sat back in the second half, but they started throwing everything in the kitchen sink at us, so it's tough to really get anything going, although we had a few times to counterattack and maybe punish them. A couple bad decisions or maybe not executing didn't relieve the pressure, but they say 2-0 leads the worst one in soccer. Well, I'm glad we had a 2-0 lead because obviously they got the last goal with 5 or 6 minutes left, and then they had a couple opportunities late in the game as well. We did okay game management, seeing the game out, but we had just things to learn from, which I hope moving to this next weekend and in future weekends we can see the game out a little bit better. But credit to St. Louis, they never gave up. They obviously tied the game up versus Notre Dame in the last 10 seconds, and they had that belief they could do it against us. Fortunately, my guys saw it out, and it gained a lot of confidence to be able to win on the road against a team like St. Louis, like you said.
And you're going to need that confidence and momentum coming into this weekend. You're going down to Birmingham, and you're going to start it off with Coastal Carolina. And we know their prowess in baseball, won a national title a couple years ago, but their soccer program right now sitting somewhere around the top 15. They are really good.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're no joke at all. They're a team that consistently makes the NCAA tournament. Just this past weekend, they set up a schedule that is in rhyme of how they are as a team. They played UCLA and lost, and UCLA obviously is a top 20 team. Turned around and played a top 15 team in Georgetown and beat them. So, I'm sure they're still trying to find their way, but this is no gimme of a game. No games are gimmies, but having said that, Coastal Carolina has a background and a resume that says, we're something to be reckoned with, and we're obviously taking it very seriously.
This your second game's going to be Fairleigh Dickinson. I know you don't know a bunch about them right now because you're concentrated on that first match.
Absolutely. Good thing is it's a tournament. We get to stay around for the second game, and they'll play UAB, so we'll get to watch it a little bit. But as you just mentioned, we'll focus on Coastal Carolina during this week and then make adjustments for that Sunday game versus Fairleigh Dickinson.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
That is Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.